You know, back in the old days, way back when, can you remember that far back? Are you young enough to still remember that? When you were going through your initial government indenturement agreements and servitude slavery training? Do you like my choice of prolific words? I found some high level reports via very credible sources like New York libraries, quoting national concerns for the UN National Council to consider of threats in America with police corruption and Donald Trump and several other high-level concerns, including the lockdown of America. Are you aware of these new reports? I can't hear you. You know who the UN is, right? You know who the UN is, right? Yep, those peoples, yes. And some emergency replacements that have taken place because of some humanitarian issues. And have you been picking up on radar about how DOD is having some real shit fits about Trump turning on them now in some areas, and also on a military operation that he was allowing to go to trial? Now he's pulling back on because it could breach his security on some issues, including some reports linking Hitler gene projects with Trump, as well as Trump being a Russian operative for Putin in the United States government to help overthrow the U.S. government. Now, if the CIA has been sitting on those type of reports, not to mention some other ones that came out about the Nazi cloning projects during the Kennedy assassination, there was all kinds of how Hitler's gene project got mixed in with the Kennedy assassination. You can thank the Bush family for. I just find that one making me want to vomit even more than watching Kennedy's head get blown across the car hood. Dude, what is going on with our government today? That's any good that you could tell me from the inside before I take an envelope and shit it and send it postal to D.C.? I did mention that I met a federal a federal attorney, a defender that is interested in helping me go sue Uncle Donnie in D.C. courts, just to stir up some shit before the election, and to also let him know just how cranky I'm getting. Have you given any further thoughts that would benefit we the people, so we could make them class action suits to make the people of the world benefit? Because frankly, I can give a shit how many more $1 trillion I make or don't make in this lifetime, because I'm going to end up giving it all away anyway, or somebody's going to steal it. So it's not about that, it's more about the whole. Any thoughts for your children or other people, or grounds to, aside from the fact that he emancipated the EPA and he is a swamp monster and he's the biggest piece of shit floating in water today, do you have any other good ideas on how I can go castrate this sea lion publicly? Yes, no, maybe? Talk with your wife about it. Talk with your dad about it. Seriously, it's a serious offer on the table. If I can pull this off, what would we, the people, like to sue this piece of shit for, to embarrass him and disgrace him into his final graves? So we send a message to history that this is just not tolerable anymore. But, if it's too big a project for you, maybe you can just talk to your daughter about, getting her assignments in on time. Oh, damn, he went there. Sorry, I had to bust your balls. You're just sitting here too casual. I'm throwing out a golden opportunity to you, and I can hear you kind of looking out the window, going, "God, I hope this call ends soon. Maybe they'll cut a signal, and the call is just fucking dropped." And I can say, "I didn't hang up. I had the apple, but I didn't hang up." Oh, I'm sorry. See, you took a bite out of that fucking apple, and you set us back in Extinction 7 again. I told you to stop eating fucking apples, man. Larry, I'm not comfortable with what I'm seeing. Oh, and by the way, you know about a 5150 charge, right? Larry? Larry, did they cut your apple off? Larry, come back! A lady that I met early in the morning from Loyola College, I didn't know she had a 5150 charge. Actually, she has a 5250 charge. You know what the 5250 charge is? Well, that's a lot stronger than the 5150, where you may or may not get out in 72 hours or less if they decide you might be sane. The 5250 by law mandates you must stay in for at least 14 days. Then the court or the law enforcement officer or the doctor must certify that you're not a threat to yourself and the rest of the world anymore for you to even get out after 14 days. Anyway, this girl went to Loyola and is the 42-year-old virgin, and she wants to make a film about it. Well, I met, I don't know, maybe a month ago, called out of the blue and left a message, and when I called her back, got a message. Long story short, she's in a psych ward down at UCLA, and she's on a 5250 charge, which I now found out, according to UCLA PD, is mandatory 14 days. Yeah, I actually called them and had a conversation with them about it, and then, of course, dumped on them and told them what a piece of shit they were. And then I called down to talk to her doctors like she asked me to do, because she knows I've done Houdini and gotten out of that place many times on my own accord. And the armed sergeant that answered basically was ruder than shit and then hung up on me, so I have that on tape and ripping UCLA to crap for being, really good at what they do and also very bad at what they do with some of this. I haven't touched on the underground labs and stuff like that we know about, but if you could help me find that girl in that Russian photograph that I need, those could be some real silver bullets that I could use. Could you at least get those then? Find that girl and have her call me or get a meeting. The one that worked at UCLA, and then that little photograph of a letter from somebody changing names. No, I can do that. I'll do that. Just, arrange a time for me to come by and just randomly look and go, "Oh, look at this picture I just found. Come on, we'll figure it out. Come on, you want to be in the spy world? I'm trying to pull you in through the back door and stay alive. Whether you like it or not, you're coming in, bitch. Come on, you're part of Kurt's Ocean 17. We had enough. We had to get beyond, Ocean's 11 and shit. We're at 17 for mature audiences. Come on, Larry. You wanted to be a spunky spy, kind of rock and roll, skunk Baxter, ATF drug agent type, didn't you? Oh, skunk, did I blow your cover? Sorry. Sorry. Come on, what do you think? You can. Oh, man, you're thinking too hard. I can smell the smoke all the way over here. I may have to come see you today before the end of the day. And by the way, I didn't realize when you handed it to me and I was walking away that you really had given me almost to the dollar what I had asked you for. I thought you were trying to tell me, I wish I had that, and you had like 80, and I didn't realize there were other 20 stuck to that, even though you counted in front of me, because I was so dazed and confused when I saw you. And so when I realized what I had in my pocket, I screamed, "Larry, I want to kiss you." And people were looking at me on the street like, okay, he really has gone to the other side. So if you have people following you that are dressed like chicks that aren't and they're in male uniforms, I didn't send those male tranny people to see you. Just kidding. You're not even laughing at that one. Be safe today. Are you gonna make it through work alive today? Pardon? Are you gonna make it through work alive today? Do you want me to shoot you a copy of these UN high-level reports that I reviewed this morning that you might want to know about, or not? Or do you not care what the UN has to say about anything, even though it may affect you and your life? It's your call. Decisions. Okay, sorry to overload your mind. If you decide you want them, read them. If not, delete them. How's that? Is that easy enough? Or, like anything else I send you, don't click on the links and don't pay attention to it. And then when I say, did you get that? You go, what? Be blessed, brother. Talk to you soon, I hope. Maybe see you even sooner with a chick who likes to have... Never mind. She's got a 5250 and she could become a 5385. I found out about all kinds of new codes. All right, I'll talk to you later. Be safe. Be blessed. Thanks. All right. What would Larry do? You know, gosh, I think I have explosive coronavirus.